What introduction can I give to our next speaker? A familiar face to many of us here, a devotee, student, photographer, and chronicler of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Aravind Balasubramanya comes from a family that has been devoted to Swami for nearly half a century. Aravind graduated from the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School and completed his Bachelor of Science from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, receiving a gold medal. He also holds a Master of Science in Chemistry and an MBA from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He worked for Radio Sai from 2007 to 2021. Aravind has authored 4 books about his experiences with Swami. He was Swami's photographer for nearly 5 years and has dedicated his life to serving Swami and sharing his teachings with one and all through various media channels and forums. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Aravind Balasubramanya to the stage.
Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet. Dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. What is special about 2024? 2024 is a leap year. In the normal sense, a leap year is a year when February has one extra day. But for us, a leap year is a year when we take a leap of faith, a leap of self-confidence, a leap of service, a leap of adoration, and a leap of illumination. Because all morning, we have heard the power of AI. AI does this, AI does that. AI does this, AI does that. You know the best AI in the universe? It's called SAI. That is Sai. And that is why 2024 becomes special. But that's not just it. You know a thing about leap years? Every 56 years, they repeat. What do I mean? In 2024, June 28th, today is a Friday. 56 years ago, June 28th was a Friday. Very interesting, right? Though it is interesting, it is not as grand, as godly, and as superb, as fantastic, fantabulous, phenomenal as the fact that something historic is repeating after 56 years. 56 years ago, in this very same month, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba was in Nairobi, and today, 56 years later, it is repeating because Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba is in Nairobi. And that is special about 2024. You know, it is so overwhelming. But when Swami returned from the East African nations of Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda back to India on the 14th of July, 1968, Swami was giving a talk. Swami was giving a divine discourse. And this entire talk that I am going to give in the next 10 to 11 minutes will be about Swami being the light and delight of Africa. I remember reading an article by Mr. Victor Kanu. He says, Africa has been considered a dark continent by the people who are ignorant. When the Lord has stepped on these shores, how can it be the dark continent? It is the continent of light. Yes, it is not just the continent of light, as we have discovered this morning in this short while, it's also the continent of delight. When Swami was giving his discourse on the 14th of July, he was saying, why are you making such a big fuss about me going to Africa? He said, you all live in homes. When you go from one room of the house to another room, do you make a big news out of it? Ee prapanchamena illu, he said. And the setting was exactly like this. Swami was on one side of the stage there, delivering his discourse. On the other side was Professor Kasturi translating. And he translated that statement as, this world is my mansion. And internally, as he records in Loving God, he felt very good. He said, I didn't use the word house, because illu means house actually. I didn't use home. I used such a magnificent word, mansion. He said, the world is my mansion. And he looked slightly at Swami for that appreciative nod that Swami would say, wow, Kasturi, great. But instead of that, Swami said, no. What happened? And Swami stopped and began to walk towards Kasturi. And Swami was walking so fast, he thought when the Lord takes 10 steps, let me take at least one towards him. And he went midway. His idea was also to get away from the mic because he knew what was coming might be scoldings and he didn't want it to get amplified for the whole audience to listen. And then Swami said, not world, universe, universe. And Professor Kasturi comes back and he says, oh my God, this 5-foot figure here who is speaking is stating that this universe is my mansion. Don't restrict me to this planet Earth. But still, dear Swami, you might have come to Africa and say that it's just another room. But dear Swami, I feel it's a very, very special room because you have not been to any other room so in your physical frame, Swami. And that is why it is such a great joy that we have all gathered here, and we shall go through some of the beautiful things Swami did in this very special room, the 3 rooms of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And you know, even as Swami landed, he landed here, there were so many devotees waiting, and Swami said, this reminds me of Jayadeva and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is what Swami compared the love and devotion emanating from Africa to. Jayadeva is a great lover of the Lord. He had a divine romance. So too is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swami spoke about the intensity and passion of the love that emanates from Africa. He said that he was reminded of them. And then, you know, people who lack the use of a limb, don't have a hand, a leg, are not able to see, are not able to hear, either from birth or because of an accident or some unfortunate incident. Today, the politically correct term to address them is specially abled, you know. So we call them specially abled. And I realize why we call them specially abled. It's because Swami always gave them a special place in his heart as well as a physical space for them to sit. In fact, one of the first things he did when he came to Africa is he instructed the host, Dr. C.G. Patel, that all the people who have physical ailments or whatever ailments, they should sit separately. I will speak to them. Dear brothers and sisters, Swami gave 100 interviews on an average per day. 100. So when he was here for 14 days, he has done just like the medical team, right? He took care of people with polio, who had deafness, blindness, so many cures. And that is why, you know, that is why I feel that history is repeating itself. That time Swami came in one frame with an orange robe and a thick mop of curly hair and did these cures. Today he comes through a team of doctors and treats 5,600 patients. We can't be blind to this fact. It's a magnificent example of history repeating itself. Swami traveled everywhere. And you know, that's why I feel these are specially abled people, because they are given a special place in Swami's court. We see physically and think they are having these problems, they are not fit, they are not fine. But Swami knows that these are special souls that have taken on the decision to work out some karmas and finish them. And that is why they have come and they get special attention. Swami traveled, let me read out. Swami traveled, he arrived in Nairobi, no doubt, but he went to Nakuru, Eldoret, Kisumu, Kampala, Tororo, Malaba, Jinja, Nanyuki. All these places Swami visited. In fact, Nanyuki is the place where the equator passes, you know. And up till that day, you know, people would call Nanyuki the place that divides the earth into 2 halves because the equator is passing through. But I believe from that day in 1968, Nanyuki became the place that unites the 2 halves of the earth because it was touched by divine love. Swami visited all these places, and yes, as I said, you can see the newspaper clipping, Holy Man on Visit by the Nation reporter, cures. They reported a lot about the cures because Swami effected cures left, right, and center. So many were cured and healed. And that is why it occupied a prominent place in the newspaper. But as Dr. Reddy mentioned in the morning, it was not just the people who were blessed. Yes, the animals. Swami went across the Serengeti, the Masai Mara, he went to the Gorongoro crater, and he went by plane, he went by vehicles. And Swami has described in his discourses so beautifully how the animals would be so loving towards him. Swami said, the lions are not scared of me, and I'm not scared of the lions. And you can actually see that, in one of these photos. I think the photographer was scared to capture, but in the photo down, you can see, I don't know whether that's a hyena or something, but Swami is there, the lions. Swami went about, he blessed all the animals. It reminds me when Swami was about to leave, Mother Ishwaramma came and she was very, very worried. She heard that there are animals in Africa. I mean, that is what it is known for. There are also cannibals in Africa, she heard. So she was very, very scared. She went to Professor Kasturi and said, Kasturi, what will happen? My son is going to animals. Professor Kasturi said, don't worry, Amma, don't worry. I will chant Gayatri Mantra and protect him. But she didn't apparently have that much confidence in that. She was still very worried. Finally, Professor Kasturi said, Amma, listen. Your son is God. Okay? God. Nothing will happen. She said, you be quiet. You know he's God. I know he's God. Those animals don't know he's God. A very sweet, mother's innocent, funny statement. But it really struck a deep chord in me. Do I really know he's God? Do I believe he's God, or is it just lip service that I do? Today morning, as I came in, I felt like sitting there. Then I said, no, Swami is here. When Swami is here, will I sit there? No, I'll come front. Tomorrow morning, we have Suprabhatam at 6 o'clock. It's so cold, chill. It feels so good to sleep. The African hospitality is so wonderful. But no, Swami will be here. Brother Leonardo mentioned that in his talk. Getting up, I was so touched. Kissing Swami, good morning. And that is one thing I have seen. Personally, I have witnessed the leadership of the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization today is the leadership because, believe it or not, they live not just during the conference, but every day as if they're living with Swami. And that is the inspiration I have taken. Ishwaramma asked in a funny way, do you know that he is God? I asked myself, do I know he is God? This is, I think, a message we should take. He is there every moment. He visited all the animals. Because, as Swami would say, why has he come here? Why has he come not just to Africa, to anywhere? This is an oft repeated statement, but I will read it because it's so beautiful. Swami says, I have come to light the lamp of love in your hearts to see that it shines day by day with added luster. I have not come to speak on behalf of any dharma or Hindu dharma. I have not come on the mission of publicity for any sect or creed or cause, nor have I come to collect followers for any doctrine. I have no plans to attract disciples or devotees. I have just to come to tell you about this universal unitary faith, this atmic principle, this path of love, this dharma of love, this duty of love, this obligation to love. Love, love, love. People ask, Prema Sai. I know only one Sai, and he is the Prema Avatara. He is our Prema Sai. This lamp of love has to get lit in our heart. He came to Africa for that. He traveled everywhere for that. He came to the earth for that. He has come into our hearts just for that. And we are really blessed because on the 4th of July, the day he went to Nanyuki, Swami was taken to the secret treetop lodge to see animals. It was a Thursday. And Swami said, you might be enjoying all this. Swami is not enjoying this. Because yes, he is the Lord for the humans and the animals. But Jantu Nam Narajanma Durlabham, among all the creatures, human birth is most sacred because only human birth has the ability to recognize God, to accept God, to put in efforts to go towards God. Swami said, I would rather be with my devotees. I don't want to be here. No. Safari is fun for you. I am coming for the devotees. That was what Swami told his host and returned back to be amidst his devotees. That is what Swami is doing. And the best way, I will conclude with this. When Swami is yearning like this for the devotees, we too should yearn for him. And we have a lesson in that even back from 1968. Swami was to leave on the 9th because the 10th is Guru Purnima. Swami has to get back. But then, oh Father, don't leave us. Oh Mother, don't leave us. Please stay here with us. These were the cries that emanated from the hearts of the people here. And Swami sent a telegram saying, Guru Purnima, I will be in Nairobi. A historic thing. And I'm getting tears here now because what we showed you was just a 3-minute clip. Very soon, you will have on YouTube, on the SSSIO YouTube channel. Please do subscribe. It will bring in a lot of inspiration and thrill in your life. A complete 20-minute documentary on this medical trip, medical camp. 2 African women telling, oh, what you have done is divine. Please come back again. Please don't forget us. When I saw that, I got tears because these are exactly the words Professor Kasturi writes that people told Swami. And Swami said, I'm staying back here. A historic decision. Swami stayed for Guru Purnima in Nairobi. He stayed here. He delivered his discourse. And that is what happened. You know, the newspapers had reported Sai family now includes Africans. And Swami saw that news and Swami said, I quote, this is not Sai family. Sai family consists of all those for whom Satya, truth, is the father. Prema, love, is the mother. Vairagya, detachment, is the spouse. Jnana, wisdom, is the son. Kshama, forbearance, is the daughter. And the good people and the sages and saints are the friends. Those who have this, they are the Sai family. Nothing like this about some person being Sai family, some being not. And so we come, as I said, Africa yearned for Swami. The more we yearn, the more we get. The less we yearn, the less we get. He is there like the rain showering on all. In conclusion, what do we, this is what I said this about the Sai family. What do we take away from this? Before leaving, Swami made a statement. I don't have the exact discourse, but I will read out what Swami said. This is what Swami said. Swami said, even after I leave physically, you must carry out the services you did so long. Also, train yourselves to do it better. Very soon, centers of service will arise. Take those opportunities to prepare for the great task of realizing God within you through serving the same God who is within all, irrespective of color, creed, or country. And I was thinking, Swami, this is a beautiful statement. Is it practical to do this? Give me some indication that it can be done. And Swami gave me yesterday. I got the great opportunity of speaking with and interacting with Brother Figo from Benin. Oh my God, his story, what he was to what he is, what he has brought up. He's the national president there. He's also taking care of the school there. You saw his children chant the Vedas over here. He has 17 children. And I asked him, you mean 17 children? Yes, 17 children. He doesn't distinguish between any of them. And I said, Swami, this is your love. No, I also got the same doubt. Biological children, in that sense, possibly no. But he will never say it from his mouth because that is the lamp of love that has been lit in his heart. And when I saw him, I had tears in my eyes and I said, Swami, what you have said is not impractical. It is very practical. And dear Swami, as we carry on in this conference and conclude it, may the lamp of love get lit in our heart and may its lustrous glow keep growing every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Aravind.